Why are you going that fast?
So explain to me why a story is relevant to a speeding infraction.
Maybe they can explain to me why they have a reason for traveling that fast.
Okay. And how long they're going to be in New York, or how long they're going to be there, that's relevant to why they're traveling fast? So after you get his information, which is enough information, he gives you the license registration. That's all you need, license registration, to give him a speeding ticket, correct? You return to your cruiser and you ran his record, correct? Which is normal. Yes?
Yep.
It's being recorded, if you could speak up, please.
Yes.
And when you looked at his record, you immediately called for backup, correct? Okay. And when your backup arrived, recall who the trooper was that arrived?
Trooper Tobin.
Trooper Tobin. When the Trooper Tobin arrived, you went and you spoke with him, correct? Before reapproaching Mr. White in his car.
Yep.
And at that time, you explained to Trooper Tobin what was going on, and you referred to Mr. White as an asshole. He told Trooper Tobin that Mr. White was going like 95 miles an hour, cutting people off, weaving in and out of traffic, correct? And you said that you told Trooper Tobin that he's driving a rental car and he's going to New York, and you used air quotes to handle business.
Because that's what he said.
Okay. But you used air quotes.
That's probably why I used the air quotes, is because he states that.
Okay. You said you want to get him out and charge him with reckless ops. Now, in your report, anywhere in your report do you mention that Mr. White was cutting people off, weaving in and out of traffic?
Yes, in the first paragraph.
In the first paragraph? Can you point to me where?
They're probably in the first or second paragraph.
Can you point to me where you say he's weaving in and out of traffic, cutting people off?
I'm reading through it now. Sorry, it's a lot of reading. I put that he was tailing other vehicles in the first paragraph in the left travel lane, less than 1 car length behind the vehicle at a high rate of speed, in order to have the vehicles move over before continuing to travel at high speeds, which is on my LiDAR. Got the vehicle's speed at the third time at 94 miles an hour.
Okay. So my question is anywhere in your report do you say that he's weaving in and out of traffic or cutting people off? Did you put that in your report? Anywhere in your report?
Didn't put those exact verbiage,
okay.
But I expressed the way he was driving, tailing other vehicles.
Okay.
Try to get
tailing
them to
a
move
vehicle
over.
is different than cutting. It's literally the opposite of cutting somebody off, right? You don't have to answer that. Okay. So fair to say you don't put in your report that he was cutting people off or weaving in and out of traffic.
That I can read through in this 60 seconds.
Okay. You also, so what you mentioned too is that he was tailing a vehicle at less than a car length at 94 miles an hour, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And that no other traffic at that time was driving over the speed limit.
Well, I put further down that I was conducting speed enforcement for approximately 10 minutes and that traffic was light. There was no other vehicles I observed traveling at a high rate of speed during this time frame, and none were on radar or LiDAR going more than 75 miles an hour in a 65 mile an hour posted zone.
Yes. But he was going 94 miles an hour at less than a car length behind another car. That's what you wrote in your report.
Yes, he was tailing another vehicle.
Okay. You then, after Trooper Tobin arrived, you reapproached Mr. White and you placed him under arrest. You asked him out of the car, you placed him under arrest, correct? And when you did that, you were able to also conduct a search of him, correct?
Yep.
And you were ultimately able to also do a search of the vehicle, correct?
No, I did not search the vehicle.
Okay. There was an inventory search of the vehicle done, though, correct?
No, I did a motor vehicle inventory. I did not search the vehicle.
Okay, a motor vehicle inventory, right? It's where you go through the car and you inventory what's inside of it, correct?
So motor vehicle inventory and a search are two different things.
Okay.
So I did not search the vehicle.
Okay. You did an inventory of the car.
Yes.
And you searched his person.
His person, yes.
You didn't find anything illegal or any contraband whatsoever in the car or on him?
Nope.
And ultimately you wrote a citation, correct? And that citation included 3 civil infractions, correct?
I don't remember what the citation looked like.
But looking at the citation, refresh your recollection. Okay. For speeding, on a citation, there's a specific spot for details to put for a speeding infraction, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Such as specifically what the speed is of the vehicle, correct?
Yep.
And what methods of detection that you use to determine that speed, whether it's LiDAR, radar, estimation, clocking it. There's different ways that you can mark how you determine a person was speeding and what they were speeding at, correct?
Yes.
You left all of that blank.
No, the speeding charge is here.
I'm asking you about the specific section about the speeding, how fast he's going, what the ways that you measured that speed. You left that entire section blank, correct?
Yes, because he just didn't allow me to.
He stopped you from filing the citation?
No, that's not what I said,
Okay.
actually.
This incident happened on April 9th, correct?
Yes.
And on April 11th, you became aware that Mr. White had posted to his social media about his interaction with you.
I did?
Yes.
How?
I'm asking you the question. You learned about his posts on social media, correct?
Eventually I saw them, but I don't know what date that was.
Okay. 2 days after this, on April 11th, Mr. White, you filed a petition with the RMV, correct?
Yes.
And that was to do an immediate threat of his license.
Yes.
And what's the purpose of immediate threat? Can you enlighten me?
And Trooper, Tony Whitson, I'm going to have you start to wrap it up.
Yeah, no, this is my last.
Okay.
What's the purpose of an immediate threat?
It eventually gets somebody's license suspended if you provide the proper documentation and narrative.
Eventually does, or it immediately does?
It'll show up on their driving history, yes. Immediate threat, and their license gets suspended if the RMV approves it.
Okay. Why would you file an immediate threat on somebody to take their license away immediately? Let me rephrase that. If you felt that a person having their license was an immediate threat, that's what the immediate threat suspension is for, correct? To take somebody's license away immediately, correct? Because they're a dangerous driver. Did you file an immediate threat on the day that you arrested Mr. White?
No.
The next day, did you file an immediate threat on Mr. White?
I don't know. I think
Okay.
I was off. I was probably off that day.
Okay.
I don't remember what my schedule was.
Okay. So you waited
Not
2 days to file an immediate threat. Okay. Nothing further, Judge.
Okay.
I would just submit the following.
Okay. Well, I think we marked that as exhibit number 2. Yep. Okay, Trooper, you're all set. You can step down.
The CD code.
Thank you.
Yes. Somewhere around here. Judge, I also would like to submit a couple of documents.
What's that, Attorney Whitson?
I would like to submit the decision. It's already in the file, but I'd like to submit the decision on the motion to dismiss.
Oh, I don't think I'm going to take that.
But I asked the court to take judicial notice.
I know it's been alluded to. It was a 3G motion?
It was an Odell motion in which evidence was considered, in which body-worn camera was considered. This court has already made a determination.
So I'll do this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make my own credibility determination. If you're submitting that as an exhibit, which has been marked as exhibit number 2, then I will view it. Okay? All right. So I'm not going to take the decision. It's in the file. But I'm not going to consider another person's assessment. What I will do is I'll make my own assessment based on the body-worn camera. Okay?
I would just note that I wouldn't suggest that it's a credibility assessment of another person, which is it's this court's decision.
It's a finding by another judge. It's a determination by another judge. So I'm going to confine my decision, my own credibility assessment, and I'll do that by the evidence that's presented at this hearing.
And then Judge, I just asked Mr. White to testify.
All right.
If he so chooses.
Are you content to rest on what you have?
Yes.
Do you want a moment to speak with Mr. White? I'll step it back. I have other cases that I need to call. So if you want a moment to speak with him, I'll give you the moment. We'll recall the case in a little bit.
I'm ready now.
I'm
ready now. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Yeah, let's swear him in.
Onyx White, would you please raise your right hand? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Mr. White, if you can just introduce yourself to the judge.
Hello, Your Honor. My name is Onyx White from Boston, Massachusetts.
Mr. White, obviously we're here talking about a traffic stop of you on April 9th of 2025. Do you recall that day?
Oh, yes, very much so.
Okay. Can you describe what you were doing that day? Why, just generally what you were doing that day?
Oh, well, I'm an artist. I'm an activist in Boston, and I was handling business in New York. I was invited to further my career, and so I was just handling business, typical driving to New York.
Okay, and so you had a meeting in New York that day? Is that what was going on?
Yes, it was
or
a business.
The next day?
Yeah, it was that day. It was, I think, later on that night. It was a event I was supposed to attend to discuss some business.
Okay, and so that day you rented a car to go drive down to New York, correct?
I don't know if I rented the car that day. I already had a vehicle, and I believe my vehicle was in an accident, and that's the reason why I was in a rental.
Okay. And so while you were driving down 84, can you describe how you were driving?
Legally, I was with my little brother, which I care for and love. So I wasn't trying to harm him or myself. So I was driving and abiding by the law driving.
Okay.
Yeah.
Were you speeding at all while you were driving?
No, I was not.
Were you cutting people off or weaving in and out of traffic, anything like that?
No, I was not.
And at some point while you were driving, you saw lights activated behind you, correct?
Before I seen the lights, I seen her just tailgating me. She didn't even have the lights on at first. She was just following me, and then eventually I seen the lights. So eventually she put the lights on.
Okay. And what did you do when she put her lights on?
Well, me not familiar with the area, and I don't want to be considered running from the cops, and I pulled over I put my signal lights on to let her know I was moving to the left. And then from there, I slowly went all the way to the left to where I felt it was safe for the officer and myself.
Okay. And did you pull all the way out of the left travel lane?
Yes, of course.
And at that point, what happened after that when the trooper approached you?
So soon as I pulled over, I had the windows. The windows was already, I believe, down, and then she came. She screamed in the car for me to move over to the right. I followed her instructions to the best of my ability. And
when you say she screamed at you, to what, can you kind of describe what her demeanor was at that point in time?
Disrespectful, very threatening, not treated like an American citizen, treated like a dog. That's how I was treated that day, in which the body camera reflects. Yeah.
How did you feel when she spoke to you that way?
I felt like a slave, like a runaway slave. I felt afraid for my life with this woman screaming with a gun. That's how I felt, like a slave, like a runaway slave.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when she asked you to move your car, you complied with what she told you to do, correct?
Yes, correct. She moved to the right because at the time, the right barrier, there was like a barrier on the right. So even when she was behind me, I couldn't. The immediate open road was on the left. The right side, if you watch the footage, it's like a long barrier, and I'm not familiar with that road, so I couldn't just go to the right because there was nowhere to park on the right, you know. So I followed her instructions. Yeah.
And so then when you pulled over to the right, she came back and addressed you in the car, correct?
Yes, correct.
Okay. And she asked you for certain documents, your license, the registration and stuff.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. And did you comply with what she asked you for?
Yes, everything she asked for, I gave it to her and tried to be as polite as possible going about it.
Okay. And what was her demeanor with you at that point in time?
She never was respectful to me. She never showed me she didn't treat me like a citizen. She treated me like a dog. She didn't know me. Like I said, she treated me like a slave, like I was her property, and she can just tell me what to do. And I was treated, that's how she talked to me. Not like a United States citizen. She was like a dog, like a slave.
And then she ultimately placed you under arrest, correct?
After she berated me and questioned me and then eventually she called for backup and threw me in the back of her and ripped the door open. I asked for a supervisor to de-escalate the situation, and I was eventually placed under arrest, $1,000 bail for speeding and a false charge. And
after that, you posted to social media, correct, about your interaction with her?
Yeah, utilizing my First Amendment rights. Yeah, I definitely did. I wanted the world to know she's she's a threat to the community, especially the black motorists. Yes, I did on April 11th.
Okay. And what? I was going to ask you, what day did you post to social media?
I believe the first time was April 11th. Yeah, April 11th, 2025.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that coincides with when the petition was filed for an immediate threat on your license, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
So prior to April 11th, after you had been arrested by the trooper, you still had a valid license, correct?
Yeah. It was a valid license. I was out on bail. I was shocked that I was even arrested, but I was out on bail for $1,000 for speeding, and my license, I was able to move about in my own personal vehicle. Yeah, I was until she filed that false charge against the RMV.
Okay. I don't have any further questions, unless there's anything you think that you'd like to say.
Okay, let me ask, does anybody from the Commonwealth wish to ask any questions of Mr. White?
Your Honor.
Okay, all right. And I'm going to take this matter under advisement, and the parties being notified in the mail with the court's decision.
Can I be heard, though, Judge?
Yes. Yeah.
But first, what I would suggest is that the court obviously take a look at the video. I think what's
will do that.
Clear is that what Trooper Sobrino is testifying to is not true. Quite frankly, she's lying.
And again, it's a DVD, not a Blu-ray, right?
It's a DVD.
Okay.
It should show it on there,
okay.
Like on the disc. I'm pretty sure it's a DVD.
Okay.
When you watch the video, it contradicts what the trooper is testifying to. That, and you can see it. You can see the trees moving while she's driving. She's saying that he stopped in the middle of the travel lane. She repeats it over and over again in her this lie in her police report. She repeats it to the RMV when she files for the immediate threat. She repeats it in the statement of facts to get charges pressed against Mr. White, and it's false. And the DVD and the video shows that she's constantly moving. You never see her laying on the horn. She's constantly moving, and then eventually, as soon as the sound kicks on, she's out of the car and you see where his car is parked. It's completely out of the roadway. This is something that she clings to as a way that essentially would be able to justify that he's driving recklessly in some way. But that's just simply not true. And again, I would suggest that that's already been determined by, quite frankly, what's a low standard of a probable cause standard for whether he can even be charged. That's already been determined that that's false material evidence that was presented to the clerk magistrate in this case. And again, being presented to this court again. But suggest too is that then she continues this essentially flawed investigation by then not only wrongly charging him with reckless operation, which has already been determined, but obstructing an emergency vehicle, which is complete nonsense. That is a statute that is about not pulling over for an emergency vehicle, or to like if there's a car coming, not pulling over so that car can pass. And the statute is crystal clear that this is about getting out of the way of a passing emergency vehicle. It talks about that a vehicle should pull over as far to the right as possible until that emergency vehicle has passed. That's what the statute talks about. It's not talking about. I don't know what emergency vehicle there would be. There's only one emergency vehicle there, and that's her pulling him over. How did he obstruct her whatsoever? It's just wrong. It's just a wrong way to charge anything here. She charges him with speeding, yet again, with the speeding, which she's saying there's no record of it, there's no independent evidence of this. This is just based on her credibility, which suggests is not much. That she then doesn't in the citation doesn't say what the speed was, what the zone was. There's a whole section of the citation that should be filled out for a speeding infraction. She didn't fill out any of that. So she makes a mistake there, and then she charges him with a state highway violation, 720 CMR 906. That's a repealed section. The court would like to see that's not even a regulation anymore.
That's a question of law, correct?
So she makes several mistakes.
Do you agree with that? That's a question of law. I can take a look at that.
Sure. The court can have this Westlaw printout if it
What's the just give me the site on that?
720 CMR 90. The section is 901 to 909.
Okay.
And they've all been repealed and replaced with a different CMR section. But she cites him under the wrong CMR section, under completely arbitrary sections regarding obstructing a motor vehicle. She just the initiation of her investigation is she's pulling him over for speeding. Yet she's asking him all sorts of questions, elongating the stop, which I would suggest is improper, about where he's going. Why is he going to New York? What are you doing there? And if you watch in the body camera footage, she's like, "Well, do you have anything to hide?" Like, what's going on? No, he doesn't have anything to hide. He doesn't have to answer her question. He's perfectly within his rights to why do you need to know why I'm going to New York or how long I'm going to be there for you to give me a speeding ticket? She's confrontational with him. She calls him an asshole to the other trooper who shows up. Says, yeah, he's being an asshole. I want to get him out of the car. What purpose? She inventories the car. She searches him, and she doesn't find anything. He's not doing anything wrong. It just is one of these situations where she lies about what happened. She lies over and over again about what took place, and she makes several mistakes in this investigation. And it just comes down to how many times do we have to accept that she's making mistakes or she's lying, and there's no independent proof that he was ever speeding or he certainly ever obstructed any kind of vehicle or anything. So I would suggest that this falls well below the standard that's needed to show that he violated any of these infractions. So I would suggest that the court find him not responsible for all three infractions.
All right. I understand Mr. White's position. Does anybody from the Commonwealth wish to make any response?
Your Honor, I would just...
First of all, I'm sorry, Judge. The whole point of this is the way that we did this whole thing is that the Commonwealth is saying they're not going to be involved, and now they're not going to be involved.
The trooper was the prosecuting arm of the government at this point. So, Trooper, is there anything that you want to say in response? I'm going to take the matter under advisement so everybody's understand.
I just want to make clear that that position where I'm conducting speed enforcement, it gets vehicles from about 800 feet to 1,000 feet away.
That's not been introduced in any way.
It's just as far as argument, Trooper, based on the evidence before the court. Is it?
I'm just not going to be called a liar in my face. That's okay, or acceptable in this matter.
So based on the evidence that I heard, what would you like to tell me as far as like a closing argument?
I did not lie, like I said.
Can you please put the camera on us so I can see her? Please, because I want to see who's talking.
Trooper, let me just have you come over here to the stand.
Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor.
Oh, God.
Okay, go ahead.
He was slow to stop, initially parked in the left lane. Again, as I stated several times before, in the audio that you can't hear, those 30 seconds, I was laying on my horn and just trying to switch between the sirens because usually that will get people to be like, I'm in the wrong spot, I need to move over to the right. He didn't. He just slowed to a stop in the left lane. As I got on my cruiser, that's when he finally parked into the left median. Okay, so I'll just leave it at that. I repeated that several times. That is not, I understand the photo there, but he initially did come to a slow to a stop in the left lane. And then as I got out is when he pulled over and parked on the left median.
Stop lying, Yasmin.
All right.
Stop lying, Yasmin.
Okay. Mr. White, I've heard your closing argument.
Okay, all right.
I've heard from both parties. I'm going to take the matter under advisement. Parties being notified in the mail.
Stop lying under oath. That's illegal.
Thank you.
Yep.
Mr. White, we're all set.
Yep.
Matter's concluded.
Yes.
I'm going to take it under advisement. You'll be notified in the mail with the court's decision.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank
Happy
you.
New Year's.
Everyone. Okay, thank you.
God bless.